You could be.
Oh no, it's fine. Huh?
You could be. You could be part of it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
you can be part of it. It doesn't matter.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
My intuition knew that this was gonna happen today.
Really? You have really good intuition.
I was like,
I swear, when you're so connected with your spiritual sense, with your mind, body, and spirit all connected, it's like your intuition is so powerful. You know?
hey, you know what's so neat? That happened after the gym when I was connected, and I was just like, I was getting ready in front of the mirror,
Right.
and it popped in my head. I was like, I bet you today he's gonna ask me something like this.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And
It's crazy how you get those signals. Those
that
intuition
always lets me know I'm like I'm connected.
to your higher self.
Yep.
It's kind of like a good way to check yourself, like where you at, you know, like when you get those intuition, perhaps you're like doing something good with yourself, you know, spiritually, mentally, physically, it's all aligned.
We're honestly we meant to do that every day.
Yeah, it's a routine that we must, you know, practice every day. So have you learned anything new recently or what?
Oh, I learned every single day.
Every single day?
I was talking to Jasmine earlier about
Yeah.
how the habits that I talk about, creating good habits in your life,
Yep.
how like how they really change it. Because this morning when I woke up,
Right.
I was feeling very lazy and like anxious, and it happens once in a while. And then when I went to the gym and I energized my mind, body, and spirit, like my intuition, my joy, my creativity came back. And then on the way to work, it let me know why I was feeling kind of bluesy and I was feeling this.
Right.
It's because this is the week my friend died 18 years ago. Remember telling about my friend Bobby?
Right.
That we get on the freeway and we're supposed to go eat tacos
Yep.
in Tucson. And we're about to get on the freeway, literally at the light. He called us like, hey, do you mind if I go with my other friends, the other teammates? So we went home instead, and he went to, and he died 2 hours later. And
That's sad.
in July of 2006.
Yep.
So this is the week, and when I was driving to work, then I was like, oh my God, my body's remembering now. Because I was telling Jasmine, I always forget about that.
Right.
But my body reminds me that. And then around this week, I get like
The memory.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the senses that you got from the event. It kind of brings back all the memories and stuff, like how things smell, how you remember things, the day. It's crazy.
it's so neat. Like the mind sometimes it takes a while to catch up to the body.
Right. Sorry for your loss, Frank.
You know, that taught me a lot.
Yeah.
So I was 29 years old when I'm 47 now. Because of him, it's the reason I always tell my friends. I'm always excited to see them, and I'm always telling them I love them. And then my friends, once they get to know me, they hear stories, and they're like, oh my word, yeah.
Yep.
Because when we're younger, sometimes we take things for granted, thinking that's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be there, and it's not.
It's not. You have to do what is available now, you know, because all we got is now, the present time. So we just have to take advantage and do things in the present, because you never know what the future holds for us, you know. We could die tomorrow. You know, I could die today, but you never know what's gonna happen really. And maybe it's too late for you to say I love you to someone that you love. Say it now,
Yep.
you know, before it's too late. A lot of people wait. A lot of people wait for like the next month, the next week, and you know, things change. Time changes everything. Things change over time. So.
So this morning,
Yeah.
I say hi to 2 ladies at the gym, and the way she said it, like, good morning, I'm like, man, you just woke me up. It's so positive.
It's the energy.
Like she was telling me that tomorrow's not guaranteed, because she's told me she travels everywhere and she follows her son. And then it was so beautiful because her person that she's working out with, she says amen to that because just a couple months ago she lost her husband suddenly.
Wow.
And it's like, it's truly like,
It kind of affects you, huh? It affects you to change and see different perspective of life. And that's why she greeted you. You greeted her with very positive energy, and you know it kind of impacted her.
it just came like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
A video of like how to live a wonderful life.
Uh-huh.
And Alan Watts, he had a really deep meaning about how to live life.
Mm-hmm.
And he says once you realize life is so short,
Start appreciating it more.
and then he says forgive and forgive often, and love a lot. Like show as much love as you can to everybody you come across.
Especially those people who've lost a lot, like loved ones, they kind of start to embrace life, you know, and they start to love people more because of the things that they've lost that they had the opportunity to show love to, but then it was gone, you know.
Kind of like you can pretty much everything that happens in life.
Yeah.
It can teach you something how to live a better life.
Because a lot of people live in a hesitational mindset, you know. Like how would you handle hesitation? Like if you hesitate to do something,
It happens a lot if I'm not connected.
if you're not connected, right?
It it's almost like you go in survival mode, and it's like wants to protect you, but in reality you don't live life like that.
That's true. Yeah, us people, we are survival creatures, you know, and we like to live in a comfort zone. And I feel like when people try to say something, they hesitate because they don't know what the outcome could be. But perhaps, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Because life is all about seeking, you know, you just have to find out. You just got to find out. Life is full of mysteries. Like even the wise men, you know, even though they have so much knowledge and wisdom, they still have to, you never know what the future holds. And life is all about mystery, you know. It's all about seeking who you are.
You know, the mind, because it happens to me,
Yeah.
the mind wants to make my life rigid. It wants to get ahead of me for the whole week, and it starts to plan my workouts, my meals, and if I'm not careful, I'm like, I don't really live life. So I do set a couple of little habits in my life daily, so I can be free.
Right.
But but my mind wants to get ahead of me sometimes, and like I want to live 24/7, and it's like life is not like that.
Yeah, it's like a race. It's like a race. Like your mind is just wanting to finish, get to the finish line, you know?
Like it wants to make your life easy and comfortable.
Right. Yep. But it's not like that. You kind of have to align with the reality and stuff too.
So what you been up to?
I've been really good, you know, still learning about life. And let me tell you something. Remember when you told me about the things that you say can either connect you with people or disconnect you with people? I've been applying that to myself, and I'm doing a really good job. Like I'm seeing changes. You know, I'm very careful of the things that I say now. Is this going to establish connection or disconnection with people? You know, and I think I'm getting better at that, you know, because I used to be the type of person that would just say anything I want, whenever I want, but now I'm very careful, and I like establishing connection with people, you know. So
You know, I just came across this like just a couple of days ago.
yeah,
She said like once you get to the point, so you don't go around trying to prove people wrong.
right.
Because trying to prove people wrong, it's like it creates disconnection.
Creates disconnection, yes.
And then when you create connection, even though you might not know it now, if you create connection, that person can become your friend. And then that person eventually, like, you get to know them more. And they can give you knowledge
Yep.
to make your life better.
Insights, perspective, you know. You may not agree with them, but at least you get to know their perspective. You see it from their perspective, and there's nothing wrong because we all have different perspectives in life, and it's just good to know other people's perspectives, you know. You may not agree, but that's just life.
Yeah?
How's your diet? How's gym?
It's
Good.
crazy that you asked me yesterday. Yesterday's going to be 5 months from when I turned I'm going to be 48.
Right.
And then yesterday I started fine-tuning my diet again because I got carried away a little bit for a while. But I noticed it started to affect my flow. And then so I got back into my whole foods again. And then like the energy, the love and joy gets stronger every time I do that.
Yeah.
Man, food is literally it's like one of the secrets.
Oh yeah, it's energy. It's energy that you're putting into your body, you know. It's the main source of energy.
Yep. And it's like I call it being a human. I know that, and then I'll do really good, and then slowly I'll start eating like Doritos,
Yeah.
ice cream,
Yeah.
and I can get away with it for a little bit, but then eventually it starts to show up where like the flow or like the sensations I get at the gym, it doesn't happen as high anymore.
Right.
And that's when it lets me know it's like, oh man, the food you're eating is like it's starting to bring your vibration down.
That's true.
So the good thing about it, I have the really good habits. As soon as I kind of fine tune it again, it's like
It spikes up, huh?
right away, within a day or two.
So it's all about tuning yourself with the food that you eat. Yeah, definitely food can affect your spiritual sense.
Because you know that when you have a lot of energy, life is a lot easier.
That's true.
I always find it like it's so easy to feel love and joy when you have a lot of energy. It's hard to feel that really high when you're like, you feel sluggish.
Yeah. It's just like you feel like when you know how after you eat you feel so full, right? And then you feel like you can't think, like your brain is so fogged. I feel that sometimes, and it sucks because you can't think, you can't do anything, you feel lazy. So that's why I'm trying to like maintain my diet because I eat a lot. You know, I eat a lot, but I compensate by working out, and yeah. But like you said, diet is everything. Diet is everything, and the food that you eat can really affect your spiritual sense, your mind, body, and spirit.
A whole year later. So see, we be there for you. No matter the very maybe that is over you can myself and maybe you're there.
So have you connected with somebody higher now since you've been like working on connecting with people?
I have not actually. I feel like I've been attracting less negative, I've been attracting more negative people. I don't know if it's just like path in life or it's just like a journey that I'm going through, you know, because when you're looking to connect with people, right, it's not always going to be the same mindset that you're going to encounter. You might encounter people with the negative side of energy. You might encounter people the opposite mindset that you have, and it's part of the journey, I believe. You know, you're not always going to attract people with the same mindset, but it's part of life. You know, And I think that's good too because you get to experience and learn from their perspectives. But yeah, how's your experience with connecting with people? Do you always attract like the same mindset people, or you encounter people with different mindset as well?
All walks of life.
All walks of life, right?
So when that's happening, coming into my life, it lets me know I'm not being judgmental.
That's true.
Because if I was judgmental,
You would
I
only
wouldn't
pick the
even-
ones that you
I wouldn't
like.
even engage with them.
Right.
I wouldn't even make eye contact, and I wouldn't even like give them the energy to
That's true.
talk to me.
Yep, that's true. We're just people that do not give judgment on others, you know. We're just very open-minded and we let people in our lives, and that's how we see things from their perspectives. Because if we are judgmental people, we would only pick the ones that we connect with, you know, the ones that have the same mindsets as us. And we wouldn't learn from other people's perspective. It's basically just seeing our perspective into another person, which is, you know, the same mindset as you. But yeah.
So I have one thing that helps me connect with people, and this is just from learning from my readings and conversating with people at higher levels of life.
Yeah.
It's as simple as this. I look at people in the eye, a stranger, and I ask them, how you doing? And I ask them with my heart, and then a lot of times the stranger says, man, the way you ask me how you doing makes me want to tell you exactly how I'm doing.
Because it comes from the bottom of your heart. It's pure. It's powerful when you say things from the bottom of your heart. Like that's the truth, you know. You can't lie. You can't cover a truth. Like it's hard because when you lie, you have to cover it with more lies. It requires more time and effort. You know, so when you say a lie, you have to back it up with more lies. But when you just say it with pure intention, pure truth, it's more impactful.
Yeah, there's something magical when you truly ask somebody,
Yeah.
and you really mean it, like how you doing today?
And you look at them in the eyes because the eyes tell everything. The eyes don't lie, Chico.
People know. People know if you really want to know how they're doing.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation outside of Fry's like a week ago, and I've been seeing this guy for a while. And he told me the other day that he's gonna go rehab. And I known him for a while, and I remember his name. So like, he asked me, he had my number, but I guess, you know, that like, he left his phone somewhere and he went back to get it and it was gone
Right.
because of the environment that he's in his life right now.
Yep.
So he had a new number, he asked me for a number again. And he says that he really wants to change his life. And there's another person that helped him. And he says, can I have your number, Frank? Because you're the only person that I know is like not on drugs. And just the way we talk, I know like if I go to the rehab place and I get out, I want somebody to like help me mentor to kind of, because I told him that after that, like you're gonna have to start creating good habits and surround yourself with people, because I said I cannot guarantee that you're gonna be stress free for the rest of your life. It's gonna happen, you know.
Yep. He's gonna be tempted.
More than usual.
You think it's because of his environment? Because the environment can definitely affect people with their habits. But I feel like this is what I always tell my friend who lives in a very bad environment in his neighborhood.
Yeah.
Lots of shootings, lots of violence. I tell him you have to be the light. You have to be the light in the dark, you know, because if you are the light, the dark cannot penetrate through you. You're gonna make a pathway through the dark, you know, and it's just how it is. You have to be the light. Like even if your environment is really bad, if you become the light yourself, you try to improve yourself, I believe that you will create your cleanliness will spread. Your cleanliness will spread through the dirty environment, the bad environment that you're living in.
So let's say
Basically change yourself and then your environment will change for you.
So sometimes be able, in order to do the change, if he's been in that environment since he's born, most likely he has a lot of trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
And so if he has trauma, he's gonna have to do some form of trauma work
Right.
to get to it, because the person that he is, it's a side effect or like a reflection of his trauma.
Right.
So like as simple as like starting to like find yourself people that are gonna listen to him and then start doing like healthy habits.
You think it's more of like a battle of yourself, like battle with yourself, rather than the environment?
It's a combination.
It's a combination of both, right? Yeah, that's tough.
Because like let's say if you grew up around parents that are not nice and they didn't give you the human needs that you need as a child, that's the environment that you're in, and your parents are in the environment, so you're at the mercy of them, and then you can create they can create so much trauma in your life. Then you start creating like soothing things, and when you're young, some of them might be addiction things like drugs.
Right. So you kind of get molded into the lifestyle. So would you say? It could be a possibility, right?
And then it's kind of sad in that way, because you're just a kid, you know.
Yeah. Like you don't know much, and then you're experiencing a lot of these things.
So I always say, like, when you get to a certain age and you're able to, surround yourself with people that are gonna help you, and then maybe they can bring awareness to your life. They're like, hey, I noticed the things that you do in life. It's like trauma-based things, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever thought of like really working on your traumas? You know, sometimes people don't even realize they have traumas
Yeah.
because they think that's who they are.
Yeah. They start to believe that this is who they are, you know, and it's just sometimes you have to question yourself. Really, what if you were meant to be something else, something greater? Because you know what, I see a lot of potential in people, and I tell them their potential, that they are capable of doing such things that are great, but then they start to not believe in themselves because they believe that this is who they are, that they dwell into this persona that this is only the things that they can achieve. But I see more than that, you know?
You know, and that's a huge undertaking, because you really have to start tapping into really deep searching,
Yep.
which you have to go into the subconscious mind,
Yeah, rewrite that.
because your life will be according to your subconscious mind. And then one of the things that I always tell to people want to help in life is your life is according to your nervous system. You can tell me you want to achieve all these goals, but your nervous system is going to dictate, because your nervous system is going to make you an extreme fighter or an extreme, I want to run away from this place. Because how we handle stress, it's according to the state of your nervous system.
That's true.
It's all the wires in your body.
Fight or flight.
And that's why too, when we start doing trauma work, we have to go from the inside out.
That's true.
So they describe it as like trauma is actually an injury. I call it an injury of the nervous system inside. And also too, I call it it's an injury of the spirit. So you have to rebuild yourself all the way
Yup.
from the inside out.
From the soul out. But yeah. That's a lot of work though, you know? It's not gonna take like one day of recovery.
And these are these one the ones that will help you change your life right away.
Yep.
Is how you sleep, how you eat, and how you exercise.
Connecting with your higher self. That's how the recovery happens very fast. When you align those three things, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
And then then you start connecting with people too. Like loving connection is actually one of the greatest things for healing.
Yes, that's what we're meant to do as humans. Connect with people, connect with one another.
And unfortunately, when we're hurt, the one that's like very common with people when they get hurt is they become isolated.
Yeah,
And isolation is the opposite of connection.
connection.
And then
You disconnect yourself from the society, from people, and you imprison yourself in this mindset of, I can do this all by myself. You know, let me deal with this all by myself. And that's how you trap yourself into this misery of life, you know?
you know when people say I'm self-made,
Oh, wow, yeah.
self-made is connected with trauma. You know that? Because self-made and isolation, it's not connection.
It's not connection.
So that's why they always say like you gotta be very aware what your subconscious mind believes. Because you think you're living your fate and you think you're living your life, but in reality, it might be it's all based off trauma. But
That's
that
deep.
takes some soul searching
That's
to get
deep.
there.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, people don't realize that they're living in their trauma.
Yeah, bringing awareness, you know. I always say like if you are blessed enough to like be a young person and you come across people that can mentor you, man, that could save you years and years of struggle.
Yeah. Imagine being rich with wisdom and knowledge at an early age. That could really start up your life, you know,
Super high level.
super high level.
Like look at you. Look how young you are and you're like you have conversations like this.
Yeah, I talked about this in my videos because do I learn from my own experience or do I learn from other people's experience? And I like to have a combination of both. You know, I like to learn from you, from your experience. I like to learn from other people's experience so that way one day if I ever encounter this situation in life, I would have this advice, you know, this knowledge that I could implement as a solution to this problem or to this situation, you know? It's not like I'm just going in there with no weapon, with no tool. And it's better to have something with you, you know? So that way, perhaps I could use this or perhaps I could use another way and create my own experience, you know? So it's good to have other people's perspective, learn from their experience so that way, if you ever encounter such things in life, you have that backup. But like I said, you know, you will write your own story. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take his advice or are you gonna do it your own way? It's up to you. That's your life and you will learn from your experience, you know? Perhaps if you take a different route, you will encounter a different experience and you can share that experience to others.
You know, it's funny that you say that because that's when my life started changing.
Yeah.
Where when people would like give me advice, that I actually started listening to it. Because when I was in my 20s, I was not at this level you are in life. In my 20s, I'll be.
Like one ear goes out the other ear. Yeah.
And then once like I got in my mid-30s, I started like truly. Then the last decade, every year the has got stronger.
Yeah. As we mature, we start to become more disciplined with ourselves, you know? Because I feel like when we're young, when we're kids, we're hard-headed and we don't really learn things until we experience it, you know, until we get in troubles, then that's when we start realizing things, you know, because parents would warn their kids to not do this, not do that, but like, you know, they don't really listen, they're hard-headed, but they would only learn once they really get in trouble, you know? And it kind of, yeah, it is like that as we mature in life, as we age, we tend to be more open to other people's suggestions and advice, and that's just how it is, you know. But like I said, you know, I like to put myself into other people's shoes to experience what they're going through. Like, what if I get put into this situation? How would I feel? how would I react? How would I deal with this situation? You know, I kind of like visualize it, and from there I kind of learn. I grasp the experience without really going through it because I listen to other people's perspectives.
Yeah, that's a higher living, higher IQ. That you don't have to experience something bad. You can just learn from somebody, good or bad experiences.
Yeah.
And then you can implement it in your life, like if you actually like, experience it yourself, you know?
Yep. But like I said, like we said, you know, it's always the ego that's blocking us from learning things. It's always the ego. That's the blocker. You can't, it's hard for you to learn when you have ego.
Remember how we're talking about connecting?
Right.
It's hard to connect when you're egotistical.
Exactly. When you're prideful.
You know it too, when you become too egotistical, when your ego gets, you kind of stop learning.
Oh yeah, you do. Because you're only learning from yourself. And how can you learn from others if you're not going to listen, right? If you have this ego to not listen because you think you're better than others, you're not going to learn.
You know, last week I was having a conversation about that because one of my friends just got finished a book and it had to do with it all about the ego and how you have to be very aware of it because it will like create this connection, but also too like if you're in a position of leadership, you stop learning because now you feel like, oh, I'm at this position. Your ego doesn't want to ask questions no more because
Right.
you're the leader. You're supposed to know all these things, but it's impossible to know everything. Even if you're a leader,
Even if you're a leader, I think if you're a leader, you're the one that needs to ask a lot of questions to get the best solution.
yeah.
You know?
And that's what he was saying, that like, even though like, and this guy is talking about, he's like the boss, like, I mean, he is the top of the food chain, he is the main boss, but he says how important it is for him to like, to keep the ego down, you know?
Right.
Because man,
Because if let's say you're the president, right? You have vice president, you have senators, you have all these people around you to help you. And that's why the senators, you know, the Senate, their job is to create rules like laws, you know, bills. They pass it to the president. And it's not just the president that has the final say, like he gets advice from other people, you know? And if he's just gonna make decisions for himself and not listen to others, I think the world's gonna be doomed, right? So you need a lot of suggestions and see other, you have to see perspectives from other people.
well, you know, I'd say too, like, completely, if you're a leader,
Right.
and you want to complete the circle, you know how you're gonna say like you gotta find somebody's opposite in you because you might be really good at this part of the circle,
Oh yeah.
but then you find somebody's opposite in you and then completes the other side,
Oh yeah. That's true.
and you learn a lot from them and they learn a lot from you.
Yep.
So it's sign out of your hair. So this is what's really going to help when you get your hair.
Like if you can imagine a room full of smart people, full of egotistical people, you think they're gonna create a world that is so good? I don't think they're gonna make a good society because, you know, they can't talk to one another. They're full of egos, and I feel like there's just gonna be chaos. There's just gonna be war. You know?
Oh, are they going to be able to agree on one game plan?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have to agree with one another. But yeah, if you put all those smart people in one room, I don't think they would agree into one plan because their ego is just so high and they would try to fight for their own, you know, right. Nobody's willing to lower their pride. And when nobody wants to lower their pride, there's going to be wars. There's going to be chaos, disconnection.
I have this little thing, I think I told you before, where when I see a stranger and I do this exercise pretty often, if it's a guy, I think of them, oh, that's my son.
Yeah.
Or if it's a girl, I think, oh, that's my daughter.
Yep.
And as soon as I do that, my heart like loves them.
Automatically.
And a person be like at a store,
Yeah.
or be like driving next to me. And instantly, like, even though I never met him before, I just saw him right now, like, I love him. And that lets me know, like, how when you see people through the eyes of love, how it creates connection.
That's deep. That's some higher level of. I don't think I've gotten to that level yet. You know, I see people as strangers right now. And at this level of stage in life, I think I see people as strangers for now.
Hey,
But
if you ever in the future,
yeah,
if you see somebody like a stranger, if you can remember this, just for a second, think of them as like they're your best friend, or like, or they're like somebody that like is your favorite uncle or your favorite aunt. Like to relate to something that you already know, and you watch how suddenly like you love them, and it's like you
That's-
smiling at the person doesn't even know you're smiling at them.
that's like a hack, huh? Okay, I'll try that. I'm gonna try that.
Let's convince you now.
How do you go up to people and just like connect with them? Ask them how they do. You just like ask them right away or
Let's say hi.
just say hi?
Let's say hi, smile, and I really mean it.
Some people find it weird. Like I've never encountered someone like, why are you saying hi to them?
You know, I'm very blessed. No, not at all. The feel about what you do with love. I'm not trying to change them. I'm not trying to like make it. I feel like
I need to start saying that more. I need to start saying hi more to people. I think that's a good habit. That's a healthy habit to build a connection. You know, just a simple hi with love.
And I think the reason that that's really good is because I'm already been to the gym, already been meditating. So like 50% when you say something, it's body language, and 40% is your total voice. And only 10% is the words that you're saying. So like when I see you guys at the gym, I stay on positivity. So obviously my energy from my body is my voice is
Makes sense. Body language and your tone of voice.
It makes the person feel more at ease.
If you're not meditating, you just go out and say hi to people. Neutral energy, let's say. It's gonna be neutral. Like, you're not gonna get the best feedback from one person. But if you are meditated and you are in response to energy, then you would get a very positive response from people, like a genuine response. True response. Let's look at you. Body language and
And that's connected with the pure knowledge, which is energy. Really like that, like everything's like you feel good.
You can tell if someone is positive or negative.
They can say positive, they can say like words, but like your intuition will come in. If you connect.
It's just like Wi-Fi. Are you connected to the Wi-Fi on yourself?
Okay, so I was having to sleep with my son because I've been playing loving all night, and I should go out because like by that time I when you start smiling, you start giving like saying hi to them, the world will start saying hi and it's not like that. And I always say like ask yourself like what kind of relationship you have. Then keep doing it. Because you don't come across a lot of someone with someone. But if you believe in your vision of life, you'll do the escape, you'll do the things that you want to do. Because sometimes people are like, oh, I tried it and then one day I'm comfortable and I need to be. I'm like,
But yeah, you're right, Frank. A lot of people stop because they get discouraged, you know. But it's only 5 out of a billion people in this world. Yeah, there's so many more that you will encounter in life. So yeah, I'm gonna start saying hi to people more.
so like, once you find out what kind of life you have, because I was having a conversation with her like last week and then this morning, it's like, once you find out what kind of life you want to have, be okay, always be the person giving the most.
Be the giver. It's better to be the giver than the receiver.
First of all, you're going to be in a higher level of life.
Yep.
Because to be an extreme giver in life, you have to have a lot of more wisdom. You have to have, because you know how they say you can only give what you have.
Right.
So it's going to keep moving you up. So don't be selective. Don't be selective with your giving. Because I always say like, the life that I chose over a decade ago, I realized it right away that I was going to be always be more the extreme of giving.
Right.
You will receive too, but be okay with always being the person that you're giving. Especially if you meet somebody, like, you know how you say you want to say hi to everybody? Some of them are going to be probably higher in your life, and some of them will be way lower. So let's say somebody's way lower. How nice is to give them a little bit of your kindness, your time.
Yeah.
And then
It's gonna elevate you.
elevates them too.
Elevates
And you
them too.
never know. 5 years from now, that same person can come and like, might be a position offers you an opportunity.
What comes around goes around. Yep.
Hey, remember that day I met you and you treated me so good and I was down and out? Hey, let's say you're looking for a job or you're looking for clientele. I'll be your
Yeah.
clientele. I saw that you're starting your own business, you know? It's,
What comes around goes around, you know. God, I learned so much today. Lots of wisdom today. Got my brains fired up.
you know, so me too, each person that I talk to makes me think something that I didn't know about myself sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the beauty about conversation.
It's like unlocking pieces of life. Puzzles.
The way you listen and the way you ask me questions, it gets me thinking. Then if I talk to somebody and later on,
It relates.
Then this, I've been doing this for years. So like a lot of the ways I'm able to conversate is because of like the last 24 years of conversating with all walks
Right.
of life.
That's crazy.
My friend, you're all set.
Thank you, Frank. It's beautiful. I like it. Really cool.